Okay, welcome to Wisconsin's Classiest Commish Live, episode 3 of 2021. At least I think that's what we're at now. As you know, we had a little problem with the intro music, still looking for intro music, so I know that wasn't copyrighted, so that's what we went with this week and last week. We should probably have something for you by next week. I want to welcome all you wonderful, classy people to the Wisconsin's Classiest Commish Live, coming at you from Studio 1A of the Brewer Basement Studios. We got a lot going on. We'll get right into it. We got a large show for you today. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, little bolo tires. Oh. All right, we got a lot going on for you. We had Mega Rivalry Week, did not disappoint. We had a barn-burning shootout, someone sleeping on the couch, and another team snatching victory from the jaws of defeat with one of the greatest, one of the greatest fourth quarter performances I've ever seen of a non-quarterback. That is not hyperbole, but I will say it was a pretty sloppy game, and it was almost as if one of those teams got a little tired. We have a great show tonight. Coming up, we have Survivor Island update. We got a week 2 in review. We got a week 3 preview, and a very special guest to give you this week's NFL picks. So I have an intro video for the Survivor Island, 2 weeks late. And I am now at the level of most current 9-year-olds when it comes to working with this video software. I had relied heavily on my producer Cool Cat in the past, and it turns out that, let me check my notes here, 12-year-olds are really bad at teaching adults things, and they get busy. So she's busy being a sports star, and so I have to do these things on my own now, and guess what? Whoops. So, 2 weeks late, I have an intro animation for you that I would like to share now. Okay, so that was fun, right? 25 seconds of intro should have been done pretty fast. Yeah, it turns out it took a little bit. But now I've learned enough to make the rest of this a little bit easier and a little bit more slick. So in week 1, we had the last dance, sacrifice to the Sharks for scoring only 73 points. In week 2, the Dougie Styles are lost at sea. They tried to make a raft and forgot to lash it all together, so it fell apart, and the Sharks also got him. So, who will survive and who will be kicked off on week 3? Only time will tell. So tune in next week. You're going to find out who's left. I got a couple of ideas who's in the running to get kicked off, but every week I've been wrong in my head. So we got our week 3 preview from Wisconsin's Classiest Fantasy Football League. Went 3-3 last week, which puts me at 5-7 after 2 weeks. So let's see if we can get to 500 after this week. One thing that is for certain is that the Champaign division is the toast of the league after 2 weeks. Their division has been putting up the most points. Their division has been consistently scoring more than everyone else, even though they have had one team kicked out in the Survivor Island Side Challenge. So, this is the final division-only week. From now on, next week has no division games, And after that, there are division games sprinkled in for the rest of the season. That's all I can say about that. We got to know our divisions. We'll see if someone's jumped out to a 3-game lead right away or not. That's something we're going to find out as we go along. After this, it's one of the fun parts of this 14-week schedule. Everybody gets to play everybody. So, the last dance versus the only be in here is a Champagne division matchup. Just a bunch of tough matchups in this game for both teams. In the end, I think San Francisco shuts down the Packers, and the Packers don't shut down George Kittle, and he goes off, maybe even 3 scores. The only be in here by like 2 points in this one. Tight, low-scoring affair. Tom Bucking Brady versus the Cuba City Cobra Kai. Tom Bucking Brady himself overachieves against the Rams, and the Cuba City Cobra Kai will start the season on a 3-game skid, but not out of it, that's for sure. Paulie here to beat Colby versus Fly Eagle Fly down there in that crab division. The H2BC have too much firepower this week, and they take this one going away. No harm, no foul. He's been in two bruising rivalry contests. Is facing the first place Slaughterhouse Hams. The Hams find themselves in first place in the crab division, but still looking for respect. They're not going to find it this week. No harm, no foul. Cruises to an easy victory. On to the rivalries. First up, we have the Flying Fallopians, last year's champs, versus the Kings Game Breakers. This rivalry does not quite have the same sizzle as our other rivalry this week, but the Ryan Bowl has been played 9 times, with the Game Breakers owning a 5-4 advantage. In a low-scoring slugfest, the Game Breakers start to take command, and the champs may be fighting just to stay on the island by the end of the weekend. I got the Kings Game Breakers by enough. In the other matchup, we have the number 2 ranked rivalry in the Commish's rivalry rating matrix, the Phil Lip Service versus the Dougie Style. The Service have a 7-6 all-time advantage, but the Style are on a 3-game win streak. The Style just have too many great matchups. They even the series as they bounce back from getting kicked off the island last week. I got the Dougie Styles in, quite literally, you hear me say it all the time, this one is probably a coin flip, and I got the Dougie Styles taking it to the Phil Lip Service. We had some action on the transaction fronts this week. No harm, no foul. Team was not in peril by any means, but was aggressive in trying to make his team even better, Colby Dodson, and he pulled off a 2-team trade. Also, the Phil Lip Service did not want to be 0-3. They did not want to be in the bottom of their division. They also made a trade with what they felt was a key trade piece that they had sitting on their bench. I really like to see the trades. Believe it or not, those trades graded out amazingly fair, and I was really happy to see it. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to the only what's going on? Oh, Sure. Yeah, you can get on in here. You know, I'm kind of in the middle of a show, though. Yeah? Well, I had time for an old friend all the time here. Yeah, sure. Come on in. Yeah, you can do. Do you want to do these? Do you want to do these picks? Hey. Yeah, so, Turd Ferguson here, doing the of odd. The Turd Ferguson picks is what we're doing. We're gonna do the Turd Ferguson picks, okay? So we got the Arizona Cardinals, minus 7.5 at the Jaguars. Now that just doesn't even seem right. I mean, the Jaguars, they need a Cardinal all day, like. But I did say I got it. He's okay. I gotta do what he says on the sheet. I gotta do what he says on the sheet. So you know, the commission put these out here, and so I gotta do these on the sheet. So okay. So Arizona minus 7.5 at the Jaguars. It is. New York Jets, meow, plus 10.5 at Denver. Jets suck. That's all I gotta say about that. But they don't. 10.5 points suck to a team that might score 20. So look at them to cover on the road. LA Rams plus 1.5 versus the Buccaneers. I'm not as high on the Rams, but a lot of people are. Tom Brady, I think, goes off in this game, but the Rams are the first team with a real secondary that they have played, so maybe they're a little rusty early, and LA jumps out. We'll see. But LA Rams plus 1.5, they are at home. See what happens. The Philadelphia Eagles plus 4 at Dallas, and that Jalen Hurts kid is going to put a hurt on the Fighting Mike McCarthy's, I think. And San Francisco minus 3 versus Green Bay is the Wizard of Oddball. What a goofy name, Wizard of. Why are you the Wizard of Oddball? The Wizard of Oddball picks. What is that? What is even that? What is that? Whatever. The Wizard of What picks says that's his lock. San Francisco minus 3 versus Green Bay Packers. And he on the sheet he has a bonus, folks, a bonus. Notre Dame Fighting Irish versus the Wisconsin Badgers. He says take a gamble and bet the money line at plus 200. That's 2 to 1, folks. That's 2 to 1. If Notre Dame wins, you get paid 2 to 1. Wisconsin hasn't looked good this year. I mean, Badgers, Irish, depends on who drank the most, I guess. I mean, it's in Chicago, of all places. I went to Chicago once, saw Sally Field in Chicago. Woo! All right. So Notre Dame, it's a bonus pick for you. Notre Dame on the money line plus 200. So that's 2 to 1 on your money. So you bet 100, you get 300 back. You're going to like that. Thank you for indulging me and the Turd Ferguson here. Just trying to do my best. As many of you have probably more than heard, Norm Macdonald passed away this last week at the age of 61. Anyone who has had the deep pleasure and privilege of listening to me meander on with a story and then just laughing at random points and having and then coming down with like just a goofy punchline and hearing old-timey words. And if I'm being dry, I'm being dry. It's because of all the time I spent watching Norm Macdonald when I was a kid, when he was on Saturday Night Live. I really did appreciate his humor. I appreciated his. Oh, we're migrating over here, jeez. Keep it going. I really did appreciate his humor. I appreciated his storytelling. I appreciated his intelligence. He was very, very funny, and I wish I could be as funny as he was when I was growing up. But sadly, what I did not know is that pretty much nobody could be as funny as he was. So rest in peace, Norm. I know that this was a terrible skit from a terribly unfunny fan, but there are quite a few people who have heard my stories and giggled, and I appreciate you for helping me out with that. Thanks everyone for joining. You didn't tune out. I hope you appreciate old Turd here. If you enjoy it, I'm going to put up on YouTube later tonight. You can check it out there too. Make sure you tune in next week. Same danger time, same danger channel. Good luck this weekend, and stay classy.